the cold weather approaches and the holidays draw near, nothing can warm you up faster than what else? A hot toddy. And here to show us the perfect recipe is Mossy Power. He is Tullamore D.E.W brand ambassador. Do I say Tullamore D.E.W or do I say Tullamore D.E.W?
Tullamore D.E.W. D.E.W stands for Daniel E. Williams. He's a person who inspired the whiskey.
We'll just call it Tullamore. How about that?
Okay. As long as you drink it, I'm happy.
Okay. Well, isn't that what we're doing today?
Exactly.
And you've even brought me these fun little gloves that say True Irish so I can stay nice and warm while we make our warm drink. Now, we're making a hot toddy, which is kind of an Old Faithful drink, I would say.
Yes, it actually comes from, believe it to have medicinal qualities. So if you actually came to me back in Ireland when I was bartending, and you came in and you were actually feeling a little bit under the weather, I would kind of go...
You would give me a hot toddy.
I would say, would you like a hot toddy?
I'm all about some alcohol for medicinal purposes.
Of course.
This is fantastic. So you're not only getting us, a nice little tasty beverage, but you're also, curing our illness.
I am helping you in every single way.
Gosh, it's like it's like Dr. Phil. Okay, so how do we make this? You said it's actually quite easy.
Very, very easy and simple. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to show you the traditional Irish way that we make it back home. I'm going to give you the
Do we make it different in America sometimes?
Well, some people like to add a little bit of flair to it. Some people like to add a little bit of spices to it. But what I like is I like to keep it quick, easy, and simple, so when people are at home, the ingredients that I use, you will have as well.
Now, some of our viewers in West Texas and down south might be noticing that you don't have a Texan accent. Where are you from,
I know I'm from a little bit further out east.
Way further out east.
Yeah, a place called Ireland.
Oh, just Ireland. Okay, well, I'm glad that you flew into the broadcast to make this worse. Okay, so let's get started. What do I do?
Quick, easy, and simple. What I'm going to do is, as I said, I'm going to get you to do the most important part is actually pour the whiskey. So what do you do
want the big side or the small side?
Well, I'm going to do 2 ounce, so it's actually big and small. So what I'm going to do is, first of all, add a bit of sugar. Ideally, it should be brown sugar, but unfortunately, I had to run and get some white sugar. But ideally, it should be brown, D.E.W.
And so I fill this all the way to the top on the big side?
Yeah, so that'll be 1 1/4 ounce, and then the small one will be 3/4 ounce. So
I can already smell this whiskey.
Yeah. And the good thing I want to like about Irish whiskies or Irish drinks is that if you don't want to have a 2 ounce pour, you don't have to have a 2 ounce pour. So what I do is I'm going to add a little bit of water to it.
Okay.
That should be absolutely plenty. And this is where the Irishness comes in. Maybe some people do it. What you do is actually get the lemon. These are cloves, and you actually put the cloves into the lemon.
Oh, let's get a close-up on that. Did y'all see how he's doing that? He took the clove, and he put it right inside of the lemon. Do you see that?
And that'll give it a fantastic, spicy little taste.
How many do you put in?
As many as you want. Again, this is what I like about the drink is that...
How many do you recommend?
I always put about 4 or 5, or sometimes 6 I feel a little bit under the weather.
Okay, yeah, I'm feeling under the weather.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's good.
Pour it in, or put it in.
Just drop it in?
There you go. Have a little quick stir. Maybe use this, should I spoon?
Yeah.
And that is...
And that's it?
And that's it. And that's all it is. And there shouldn't be anything there that...
So it's like y'all's version of hot tea.
Yeah. If you came in and you asked for a hot tully or a hot toddy, that's exactly what I would use.
Oh, God, I'm nervous. This is going to make, like, chest hair grow on me, isn't it?
No, never.
That was actually really good.
See, it's not too bad. And
oh, my God, I was, like, nervous that I was going to be like, ugh. No, but that's good. Could you put, like, a little bit of honey in this?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. So there are different things you can put in there, and one of them is honey. That's one thing that people back home like to do as well, is, like, add a little bit of sweetness to it.
Oh, that's
and what it is, the honey kind of gives it a little bit of depth as well.
I love this. Okay, that's such a great drink. And surprisingly, women who are watching at home, not like super aggressive. Like I don't feel like, oh, I'm very good whiskey. Like, that was good. Okay, now you have another version of this, but you're doing not another version. You're doing Irish coffee.
I'm gonna do quickly an Irish coffee. So again, you're in charge. So again, with the Irish coffee, it's going to be quick, easy, and simple. So I have sugar again. Ideally, it should be brown. What I like about the sugar is that it's optional. So
why would you use brown sugar instead of white sugar? Like, is it flavors differently, or
flavors
the
a little bit
different?
For me personally, I like to use D.E.W sugar, D.E.W brown sugar. This is my preference. It could be different for somebody else.
I mean, for those people that might not want to use, like I know Lisa doesn't use sugar. Could you use like what's that stuff called? Truvia? Is that what you use, Lisa? Yes. Stevia, not Truvia. Well, I don't know where I got that.
I'm going to say yes because I never heard
that
before.
Or like Splenda, could you do that? Or like Sweet and Low?
Well, I would use honey instead then.
Oh, okay. Or like agave. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll use the honey instead.
So however you want to sweeten.
Exactly. And I said you put a 2 ounce pour in there, but if you don't want it as strong, you don't have to. You can do maybe
I only
a quarter.
did the big side.
Maybe you want to keep it that way?
Yeah, it's early. Come on.
So again,
it's 10:50.
This is coffee. Quickly in. And then I'll have some cream, which unfortunately is...
So I could use like half and half cream if I wanted.
What do you want? You wanted a layer on top. You want a layer on top. So what it is that you want to have some proper whipped cream. So maybe you lay that on top. What it
and
is
just do a little plop on top?
Just plop it on top, that's it. And the thing what it is, it might fall down. It's not falling, it's staying on top. A little trick that you might have, as much as you want. A little trick that you have that if you are actually making it at home and you see the cream is actually falling down into the coffee, just means the coffee is not strong enough. So you can actually just make the coffee a little bit stronger.
Oh, that's such a good tip.
Or you can add in coffee liqueur.
Y'all heard that at home? So if your cream starts to go down, that means your coffee's not strong enough. Okay, I love that tip.
Yeah, yeah. And maybe if you don't like strong coffee, add a little bit of coffee liqueur.
Do I need to mix this?
You should be okay. But what it is that optional is...
Garnish with a little cinnamon?
A little cinnamon on top. Also, what I like to do is I actually like a bit of hot chocolate. You know, a little chocolate powder.
Ooh, like cocoa powder.
Yeah. Do you actually know the history of the Irish coffee?
What is it?
Back in the 40s, there was a group of American tourists got off a Pan-American flight in Shannon in Ireland, and they were freezing. It was actually during our summertime, ironically. And there was a guy called Joe Sheridan made them up a coffee with whiskey in it. And there was a guy called Stapleton. He was working in the Buena Vista Cafe in California. He came over to Ireland, had one, brought it back, and actually they experimented. So the actual cream on top originated here in USA. Actual Irish coffee with the whiskey in it came from Ireland.
I love that.
So there's a great connection between the Irish coffee.
Little history lesson
Yep.
if you need to, you know, serve up some Irish coffee or some hot toddies at your next dinner party and give everyone a lesson about, you know, the origin of their beverage.
It should be called Irish American coffee.
It should, technically.
It should be.
I love it. Okay, cheers. Here, you need one, I feel
Of course,
like.
I can't be left out, can I?
Cheers.
Cheers.
Thank you. Okay, you guys, to try these drinks and many more, you should swing by the Londoner Dallas. They're actually having a whiskey tasting dinner. Did I get that correctly?
Yes,
That's kind of what it's going to be.
Dinner, yeah.
There's only a few more tickets left to that. It's going to be at 7:30 tomorrow night, and Mossy is going to be hosting a tasting and toasting event. So if you like Irish food and drinks, that's definitely the place you want to be tomorrow night. For the recipe that we made today, you can log onto our website. That's thebroadcasttv.com, and we'll also have the information about the dinner at the Londoner. Okay, you guys, we're going to be right back with our final thoughts after that.